Motor Week is made possible by TireRack.com and RockAuto.com.
The Ford Tempo and Mercury Topaz have a reputation as durable, economical family cars with plenty of room. A great buy for those who want a sedan at hatchback prices. However, they also have a reputation for performance and styling that are as exciting as watching ice melt. Well, Ford decided that the '88 Tempo and Topaz should be a good deal more interesting. So the cars got new skins and a few mechanical tweaks. But is the new car different enough to change its reputation as one of Ford's least exciting models? While certainly not BMWs, the '88 Tempo and brother Topaz are much improved over last year's models. With their new sheet metal, the four-door Tempo and Topaz are now full-fledged members of the Dearborn Aero Brigade. Both cars borrow heavily from big brothers in the Ford Lincoln Mercury family. And both get a Taurus-style three-window per side greenhouse. The Tempo now has sloping rear glass, more akin to the Mercury Sable, while the Topaz seems to take its more formal roof from the new Lincoln Continental. The two-door versions of the cars continue without major changes in their roof lines. The nose for all, however, has a lower, wider look, with a new cheese cutter grille on the Mercury. And the tail gets a flatter, squared-off trunk lid. Overall, the impression is that of a larger car, even though most dimensions are unchanged. Drivetrains have received only a few tweaks to keep up with the new bodies. Both the available HSC and HSO 2.3-liter four-cylinders are now fed by multi-port injection. While cold start drivability is improved, power gains are small. Our test Topaz LS four-door had the standard HSC motor, and it gained 12 horsepower for a still low total of 98. Torque increases by only 4 to 124 pound-feet. On the other hand, accessibility is superb. Like all Ford products, the engine bay is clean with all fluid reservoirs and maintenance points well marked and easy to reach. The horsepower increase makes some acceleration improvement from a standing start, but our Topaz test car still ran a mediocre 0 to 60 time of 12.4 seconds, and the quarter mile closed after a leisurely run of 18.9 seconds at 74 miles per hour. This relatively new pushrod engine makes more noise than most of the four-cylinders that come out of Japan. We should, however, emphasize our praise for the 3-speed automatic transmission, which is smooth and solid. While acceleration may disappoint, handling does not. Even with the standard suspension, the Topaz is stable and predictable, with no nasty surprises when you push it. While not in the sports car league, it's surprisingly competent for a mainstream family sedan. We particularly like the power steering, which, while offering easy low-speed handling, is still tight enough to keep the enthusiast on our crew happy. Even emergency maneuvers are easy. One test driver even compared the Topaz's solid feel to that of Honda's much more expensive four-wheel steering Prelude. The brakes are the same front disc rear drum combination as last year. They brought our Topaz down from 55 in a short average distance of 113 feet. Stability is excellent and lockup minimal, but there was a good deal of pedal fade after a few hard stops. Out on the highway, the Topaz shows why it's so popular. The ride is smooth and comfortable, with an interior sound level of only 66 decibels. The Topaz interior has always been comfortable, but never opulent. This year's model is plusher, more like its Taurus and Sable big brothers. The new dash has a multinational flavor. While the flowing shapes seem German, some controls mimic Japanese designs, like these handy rotary controls on the sides of the pod for wipers and fan speed. The new half-moon gauges are easier to read than last year's, but they are a little sparse on information. Warning lights are nice, but we'd rather have an oil pressure gauge and voltmeter. The seats are comfortable with good back support. Our test car had the optional 6-way power driver's seat. A tilt wheel is standard on LS-grade cars. And all Tempos and Topazes now have motorized passive restraints, unless, of course, you order the optional driver's side airbag. The cruise control switches are the same steering wheel mounted units as last year. They're out of the way, but always handy. An AM/FM radio with cassette tape deck is standard in LS trim. A high-grade premium sound system is optional if you want to upgrade. Last year's clumsy heat and ventilation controls have given way to a set of well-marked buttons. Unlike many other manufacturers' systems, this one is absolutely idiot-proof. The rear seat is roomy and comfortable, but has two glaring flaws. First, there are no shoulder belts for rear seat passengers. It seems strange that a car with such advanced front seat belts should lack so in the rear. Our other gripe is that the rear windows don't go all the way down. This is very annoying for adult passengers. The trunk dimensions are unchanged from last year. It easily takes a full set of luggage with room to spare, but liftover is still quite high. The EPA rates the Topaz's gas mileage as 22 city, 27 highway, but our 100-mile mixed test loop returned only a disappointing 22 miles per gallon. As for price, a base Topaz costs $9,323. Our LS test car started at $10,591 and came to a very reasonable $12,282 with options. A package containing an excellent part-time four-wheel drive system is available for $1,200. As for competition, the Chevy Cavalier cost about the same, and unlike the Topaz, has a V6 engine option. But the Cavalier can't match the Topaz's crisp handling. The Plymouth Sundance is less expensive and offers the convenience of a hatchback, but its interior styling is very much in the EconoBox league. In our safety check, the Topaz passes with front passive restraints, 5-mile-per-hour bumpers, and radial tires. It lacks rear shoulder belts and anti-lock brakes. Hits start with the car's sharp new styling. That's followed by the comfortable ride, competent handling, and well-designed interior. And finally, the price makes it one of the best buys in its class. Misses include the sluggish acceleration, sparse gauges, and rear windows that don't roll all the way down. The Ford Tempo and Mercury Topaz have always been good, solid transportation, but they were hampered by their boring EconoBox image. That reputation has now been ousted, and it should be interesting to see what a healthy dose of class will do for the sales of what is already one of America's favorite family cars.